Uh-oh, I forgot to... Wait a second. Okay, let me... Okay. Okay, hang on here. Okay, let's turn the light on. Okay, so I'm getting ready here to do my sketch here. And let's see how... I just did a little tiny thing here. I'm going to start off with just kind of this direction and this direction. And then her nose right here. I don't think it's going to deserve a whole lot of time. You know, as most women really don't deserve a whole lot of time. And so we are... So this is based off of a wood carving, is what I'm doing right now. It's a wooden carving. And so I've got some shading in here going on. You know, so it's not actually even a real woman. Okay, so we've got... it is a woman. It's supposed to be a woman, I think. I'm not positive, but something like that. Okay, so we've got the eye going on there. And, okay, so this side, we've got kind of a nostril right here, like this. I'm not sure why my... Oh, I am getting a few views. Okay. So I'm drawing. We are shading a woman here today. And this is based off of a wood carving. So I'm working off of a wood carving here today. I know she looks a little bit funky right now. It's actually based off of an advertisement for a wood flooring company. That's what it's based off of. Anyone have any questions or anything? I have a community. If you subscribe, you're welcome to post pictures and comments and questions on my community if you subscribe to my channel. And then you're able to share links and other things on my YouTube community. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but you're welcome to subscribe, and then you have the ability to be able to post on my YouTube community. So it's my understanding that you have to be a subscriber in order to post on my YouTube community. And so that's something that we have, that you can make posts literally directly on our community as a subscriber. Okay, so I'm making... I should have called her a beautiful woman is what I should have done, but... you know, it's a wood carving, so keep that in mind. This is a wooden carving. And so... Okay. Okay, I don't actually see any comments at this time. I don't see any comments or anything at this time taking place. But thank you for those of you who are watching. And so this is a wood carving is what it is. And it's based off of an advertisement that I saw. And so I thought, why not do it? So someone made a wooden carving. And so this is what I am drawing right here because it's permitted by Google. The wooden carving is permitted here. And so someone the other day was telling me that there's just things that we just have to get used to on the internet because it's the internet and we just have to get used to it. And so I thought, well, okay, well, we'll include it with our artwork here. What's going on, what we just have to get used to. I mean, I'm sure women, I'm sure because of experience, that women in marriages have been told, yeah, just get used to it, I believe I heard, I also heard, some of the TV shows and movies of back in the day. So we have no comments, no remarks or anything today of anything? Nobody has anything that they want to say? Cat got your tongue? Cat got your tongue? You can't say anything? You guys having a hard time talking today? Or is it typing? Yeah, maybe typing. Okay, so we've got kind of a shading coming down here of coming down here like this in the center of her head and some little shave marks. You know how wood is when you carve and you shave something and it gives you the grain lines throughout the piece like this. And so there's a few grain lines over this direction, and there's kind of like an angled shadow that goes like this, and then there's like a straight line. Yeah, that's kind of how it is, like this. And so we've also got kind of like grain lines through here. And yeah, this side is a little bit darker. Well, let's kind of color this in a little bit more like this. And then we'll do a little bit like this, because we've got varying degrees of shading that's going on here. And Yeah, this side is a little bit darker. I'm not sure now. Maybe it's not a woman. It may not be a woman. It might be a man. It very well might be a man. I'm just not sure here now. Okay, so I've got some little shadows off over here. It's a very peculiar advertisement that we just have to get used to. I mean, it is a clickbait advertisement, I think. The one that I saw, maybe some of the rest of you have seen it. It's for a flooring company. But I thought, yeah, why not take a artistic approach, you know? And so, I mean, it's one way, I guess, that if you're a home improvement store and you want people to click on your advertising, then you put up some clickbait like this and you get people to click on it, right? I think you do, just because of the freak nature of it. The freak nature, you get people to click on it and look at it and see what it is. I'm pretty sure. Mine may not even be as good as what the one that I'm looking at. Oh yeah, it kind of gets the idea across of what, you know, the deceptive nature, the clickbait nature of the artwork. Yeah, it does a pretty good job of that, I think, showing the clickbait nature there of what's going on here. Yeah, this is kind of dedicated to some of those crafting communities that are deceptive crafting communities who've taken up crafting for other purposes, for purposes other than actually crafting. And so they want to enlist little old ladies into, feel sorry for the victims of that they can't find a job in their country. And so they want to come to the United States to get some kind of a job in media. And so that's what they're doing. That's what they've been doing. And so I don't know why I'm not getting any views right now. I should be. I mean, because there's nothing wrong with this. I don't think there is. I mean, if it can show up as an advertisement, for crying out loud, it's artwork, isn't it? But yeah, something might be, I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to get my artwork to show up so I can earn some revenue. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm curious though how, I mean, it looks like cubism a little bit, like the Google, YouTube cubism a little bit. But I don't know, maybe artificial intelligence is seeing it differently from what I do. I'm not quite sure. Yes, this does look like pareidolia, a face here. That does look like lips. It does look like a woman. But my drawing is a little bit shorter than the artwork I saw actually on the. Oh, mine's pretty good though. Mine is pretty good. It's a pretty good depiction there, and it's deceptive enough as far as a deceptive pareidolia. It's deceptive enough that it's going to make a lot of people feel uncomfortable. I am pretty positive of that. AI with the cubism. I do have a lot of cubism videos, but I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this one. Now, the one that I'm looking at looks kind of... mine has... Oh, I know why. Because of these eyebrows. Let me see if I can soften them up a little bit and take them around like this and add more of a feminine touch to them. I think, yeah, that helps a little bit. That adds more of a feminine touch by adding a little curved. What happened? Now I have no viewers whatsoever at all. I have, What happened to all my viewers? Where did everybody go? What happened to all my viewers? I mean, I had some people watching, and I'm wondering what happened to my viewers. There was quite a few people who were watching, and now they're gone. Alrighty, so it's kind of sad here. I'm gonna keep drawing here anyway, because I'm adding a little bit more on here. You know, so I'm using a cubism feature, which is kind of like Dadaism that my teacher taught me. And I mean, clearly we can do clickbait images with artwork that are deceptive in nature. We do it all the time. And this is based off of a wooden carving. Remember that, it's based off of a wooden carving. And so, yeah. I'm thinking right about now, I would think maybe there'd be a studio or someone who might want to hire me, since I can kind of figure this stuff out, and it's not an exact replica or duplicate of anything. And you know, so I can do a lot of things here. I'm not sure. I wonder if this is going to be, I hope this is receptive. I'm curious to see a little bit later on what AI calls this. I mean, it keeps giving me the same things over and over again, though, related to the photo to video. Well, no, not necessarily. It doesn't always, yeah, it gives me the same options to put in my videos, but it does recognize it as something else. So it doesn't always give me the same thing. I mean, I'm not sure, you know, unless you use the photo to video to understand what I'm talking about. You know, like yesterday, the circular thing that I made, AI was recognizing that as a roller coaster. And so, yeah, that looks like, I'm kind of glad mine has more of a male characteristic to it than female. I really am. I am so glad mine has more of a male characteristic look to it than it does female. I mean, and mine does. The image I'm looking at has more of a female look to it. This one has a male look to it. And it's kind of interesting how you can take the eyebrows, and the eyebrows are kind of what sets it off and gives it more of a male characteristic than it does the female look. Here, let's get a close-up here so you guys can see what we're making. Oh my gosh, this is priceless. Yeah, this would be some good stock footage for, I mean, I can see this as good stock footage for some network or something, you know, but they don't want to pay. That's the whole thing. They don't want to pay. And who would have thought some dumb old broad who failed at crochet could actually draw some really deceptive looking artwork here too. But you know, art was my favorite class. That was the thing I did best of all when I was in high school. Art was my favorite. You know, I always said that one of the things I always said is that I could have learned all of my high school education if it could have just been through the arts. You know, they could have taught me reading through, reading through art, you know, if I would have been able to draw some of the words and things like that. You know, one of the things that I always found was a lot of fun, I've mentioned this before in other videos too, was we used acronyms to learn words. And so I learned how to spell the word arithmetic. They gave us a big acronym, and I think I was like maybe in the 2nd grade. And so the teacher, she had a vertical spelling. Well, you know what? Maybe I'll make a video of it later. But she had a, well, I could do it in this one too, but I don't have a paper. But she had a vertical spelling of a word. Maybe I'll use a napkin. She had a vertical spelling of a word, Well, hello, John Turk. John Turk, my I think you're one of my favorite people right now. Um, I don't even have my I don't even have my channel up here. I don't even have a browser up here. So okay, so let me go over to my channel so I can read what you are saying. I might have to, do I have to pause myself? Yes, I do. Okay. Hello, John. I'm back. White goddess. John. Okay, John, you are the person. Wait, you're all of those YouTube channels. John, you are the person. Okay, so what I was, John, give me a word. Give me a word, and so I can make an acronym of it. Can you give me a word? You came back. Give me one word that is less than 10 characters. And so one of the things that, amazing. Okay, we will do amazing. Okay, so I'm going to write a, well, that pencil is not going to write very well on there. Let's use this instead. A M A Z I N G. Okay, so I wrote it vertical. We're going to make an acronym. And so this is based off of how I learned how to spell the word arithmetic, which was a rat in the house might eat the ice cream. So, okay. Okay, so with this one, you can give me some ideas if you want to, based off of amazing. We could do a mouse, a mouse at zoo, is naughty goose. Whoops, Naughty is a naughty goose. Okay. And so this is my acronym for amazing. A mouse at zoo is naughty goose. AMAZING. So I need to make this. I made an error there, but a mouse at zoo is naughty goose. And so that's probably going to be something that I would have remembered, because the word for the acronym for arithmetic was much harder for me. I was in the second or the third grade. Our teacher put acumen, ACUMEN. Yeah. Acumen. Acronym, acumen. Yeah, I see where you're hearing that. Yeah, it's a good acumen. And so you can make up your own. If you have any other suggestions for AMAZING, you can leave them in the comment section at any time, and we can make a new one. But this is just what came off the top of my head that I thought was kind of easy, and I wanted to share that with you for remembering spelling. And you know, all these decades later from my grade school days, I still remember. Well, let me write arithmetic out. A R I Okay. And so for me, this was fun. This was a fun way to learn spelling, was applying a phrase to the spelling. So this was a rat in the, a rat in the house might, and you can do passwords like this too, might eat the ice cream. Okay. Um, oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, you spelled it wrong. Acumen. Acronym acumen. Yeah, I see you spelled it wrong. I'm not going to yell at you for spelling it wrong. Did you think I would? I mean, I hear people there is I don't want to go down that path, but there's a place where people are pronouncing a lot of words wrong on our legacy media TV. I will say that much. And it's coming out of something. And so with this one, amazing, AMAZING, a mouse at zoo is naughty goose. I mean, and so it's a silly, when we're calling a mouse a silly goose. I know when I mean, everybody says that you're being a silly goose. I've called my kids a silly goose. A silly goose. I've called my kids a silly goose. And I've called animals, you're being a silly goose. Everybody says that. You're being a silly goose. So that's how this makes sense in here. A mouse at zoo is naughty goose. Maybe we could come up with something else. A milkshake at... Is there, I mean, I don't know, is there a cartoon character or Zulu? A milkshake at Zulu is not going. A milkshake at Zulu is not going. Yeah, that sounds good too. Maybe we could write that down. A milkshake at Zulu is not going. We'll write that down here. A milkshake at Zulu is not going. So, I would pick one that piques my curiosity. A milkshake at Zulu is not going. And so that works too. And so we can do this with any of the words. And this one was pretty hard, but this was the one I always read. One of the other ones that was fun for me was Mississippi. And I learned that from my grandpa because he said that's how he learned it, was with acronyms, spelling the word Mississippi. And he spelled it M-I crooked letter, I crooked letter, I humpback, I. And that's a little bit harder way, but they were calling the letters of the alphabet crooked letters, crooked as in crooked. So, for example, the letter S is crooked. So, the letter P is crooked. Or no, I think it was I think P might be humpback letter, that they were calling it a humpback. But it made it fun for Grandpa, and so he taught me how to spell Mississippi. Grandpa did, and I always still remember and from childhood, I still remember those. Those are good memories for me that I do remember. I don't just remember all the bad memories. And so what happens as time passes, then when bad things have happened to me, it does take a lot of time for the bad memories to kind of get put back in the back burner of my brain. But right in the midst of it, when everything is bad and happening, everything comes up. Everything. Not just a little. Everything comes up. Everything bad that ever happened. And when someone is needling on you all the time, every bad memory comes up. And they just make it worse, So, I mean, I've seen some videos on YouTube of people trying to profess some things, and a lot of them seem really phony. And they've actually eliminated their email addresses so people can't contact them. And so I was going to contact the YouTube channel who had the advertisement that was like this. Oh, you came back. Good, you came back. I was going to contact the YouTube channel who had the advertisement like this, but they don't have an email for me to send them the image. And so I posted it on my community tab And it probably does look really bad, but it's a wood carving, and it led to a wood shop is what it led to. Some type of home improvement wood shop and floorings is where it led to. And so they were using clickbait for their drawing. Any other words, John, that you want me to make an acronym for? Because we can do some acronyms now. I have done my drawing, and so I can just keep making a little bit more with the acronyms if we want to. What other word would you like me to spell out or make an acronym for? So we'll just think of something right off the top of my head. Any other words? Confused. Oh, that's a good word. Okay, let's flip this around. C-O C-O-N-F-U-S-E-D. Confused. We could do something that kids would understand. Let's see. Cats on nets. Cats on nets. Cats on nets. Fluff up. F-L-U-F-F. Up. Cats on nets. Fluff up. Yeah, cats probably is. Cats on nets. Fluff up. What are we fluffing up? Now I'm having a brain fart. Cats. Cats on nets fluff up. Sheets. I don't know. Cats on nets fluff up. So I'd have to tie in sheets with the letter E. Sheets. Okay, I don't have a dictionary, so I'm going to have to think of something I have to think of something that ties in with the letter E. Sheets. If we're going to do cats on nets fluff up, sheets. Oh, this might be fun. Let's add a little bit of fun to it. Sand. Fluff. Oh, yeah, sand. Fluff up sand. Yeah, that'll work. Sand. That's better. Cats on nets fluff up sand. Sand emerald deserts? That might work. Cats on nets fluff up sand emerald deserts. Well, which one? Every or emerald? Cats on nets fluff up sand emerald deserts. That could be fun. Cats on nets fluff up sand emerald deserts. E-M-E-R-A-L-D. Emerald deserts. Okay. And so the thing that's kind of fun though that ties this in now. Oh my gosh, I just thought of something. I had an aha moment. The Sphinx in the Middle East, cats on nets fluff up sand emerald deserts. Now, if you think about it, like with the Sphinx and things like that, yeah, I mean, it always takes us back to um, it takes us back to that thing that's fascinating of how did it get there? How did those things get there? Well, a lot of times cats will have emerald eyes too. And so emerald peaks I know for me anyway, I don't know if it does for anyone else, but for me, it kind of piques my curiosity about jewels and gemstones, and it's not necessarily the riches. It's just that they are natural things that come from the earth. Now, these are natural things then that come from the earth. Cats on nets fluff up sand emerald deserts. That's something I would remember. If I say it over and over again and I need to remember how to spell confused, cats on nets fluff up sand emerald deserts. Sand emerald. So in the desert we have sand and emeralds, and the cats are fluffing up the sand and emeralds over in the desert, and so the desert is full of a bunch of green emeralds now. Green and gold emeralds over in the desert. Are you still here, John? Are you still here, John? And so are we brainwashed? I mean, that's the thing I wonder. It's even like with this, because I've been told, well, things that I see as pareidolia, it's not really what it is. If I see something in the cloud that's floating by, and say I saw a cloud that looks like this, is it pareidolia? Does that mean I didn't see it just because someone else says, well, you didn't see it. I didn't see it, so you didn't see it. Prove to me that you saw a cloud shaped like that. Well, the thing is I can't prove that I saw a cloud shaped like something, that I actually saw the cloud shaped like that, or a formation over in lost lands where only few people go to. I can't prove that. I can't prove it exists. Any other words? Do you think of any other words that you would like an acronym for? And we'll think it through together. I think this one's kind of fun. Cats on nets fluff up sand emerald deserts. It's kind of like, oh God, he wants goddess. He likes the word goddess. Why do I feel like you guys are the same guys who were around with my original YouTube channel? I just have that feeling. I think you guys are the same ones. Okay, he wants to do goddess. Okay, so GODDESS. Okay, so I'm fine with the word goddess, actually. Okay, so goddess. Okay, gravy on door, opens easy, shitty shingle. Great. Do you like that one? Gravy on door, opens easy, shitty shingle. Do you like that one? We might have been from your old channel. I feel like you are. Do you like this one? Gravy on door, opens easy, shitty shingle. I mean, this is a food that I'm thinking of right now. Gravy on door, opens easy, shitty shingle. Oh, you like that one? Okay, so let's write it out as an acronym. Okay, gravy, RAVE, gravy. I mean, that's kind of creepy. If you are from my original YouTube channel, then it's like, then you know who I am. If you're from my original YouTube channel, gravy on door, door, opens. This one I need to make look more like a O. Opens, easy, shitty shingle. SHITTY, shitty shingle. Okay, so we've got this acronym now. There are two D's. Oh no. Oh, I messed up. I like this one though. GOD. How would I Gadois? Gadois. I made a typo with my acronym though. GODOES. Gravy on door opens easy shitty shingle. Well, maybe gravy on door downstairs. Yeah, okay. I need to rewrite it out again because I made a typo with my acronym. Okay. GODDESS. Oops, no, I can't do that. I have to make it into one S. Okay, goddess. Okay. Okay, gravy on door downstairs. Every easy shitty shingle. Maybe we could do that. Easy shitty shingle. Yeah, that's what I did up here was easy. Or I was going to use the word every. Maybe I should use the word every to use a different word. Okay. Gravy. GRAV. Why do I have a feeling that these are words that are going to be taught to Department of Defense, Department of War children? I have a Doror, DOROR. It's a Doror story. Yeah. We can do that. We can do that spelling. Gravy on Doror. It sounds like horror. Doror. DOROR. Gravy on door downstairs. Downstairs. Every shitty shingle. Every shitty shingle. Okay. So, well, we could be writing up a new phonetic alphabet too, I suppose. Gravy on door downstairs, every shitty shingle. Yeah, I mean, so if you guys want to talk to the scammers, if they start creeping back up again, I mean, you can use... Imagine calling in to get your password at the help desk, and one of the call scammers says they're putting out their letters and they're saying E as in easy, F as in fluff, S as in sand, S as in shitty. Oh, just imagine. Doror. DOROR. It's a Doror day. Doror. I just have a feeling that you guys are the same guys from my original YouTube channel. I have not gotten any tips or hints of what my original YouTube channel is. I mean, I would think that you guys would, you're not going to bust me out on that? And say, oh, well, now, I'm not making any money, though, doing this. I'm not monetized. I mean, I can show you that today. I'm not monetized. So, I mean, I'm just doing this just to do it right now. I want to be monetized. I want to be making $20,000 a month. I'd love to be making $20,000 a month. And, you know, there's things that I would just give back to the government. You know, it's like, okay, well, if you think I don't deserve Social Security, that's fine. You know, I was never afraid of paying my taxes. I paid more than my fair share of taxes. There was a time I was paying, I think 60, 70%. So I paid at least a third to two-thirds in taxes some years. And then I also paid for the house. And so it was like everything, I was just like the cash cow. I was the cash cow is what I was. And that's what I think, ex-husband, this is what you can do. I mean, because, you know, the thing I see here that is pareidolia of my wood carving drawing, this is what he can do. You know, it looks like that enough that, but it's a wood carving and it's a drawing and it's done for the purposes of education and artwork and clickbait. And I don't know how much, what else do you want me to say? I mean, you guys, the government wanted to know how this is being done, and I've been showing you guys, and telling you how it's done. And I get mixed, I am confused. Actually, confused is a good word because I get such mixed signals with the extremes, because there's an extreme nature. There's an extreme nature of very, very, very conservative on the internet. And then there's another extreme nature of, no, we're going to put this on the internet and everybody has to see it. Everybody should have to see Mr. Johnny's Cochran. You know, so his little cockles that he wants to show around to everyone. Mr. Johnny's cockles. Oh, sorry, John Turk. I know you're not the same guy, John Turk. That there's another guy. Any other words you want to acronym up? This one turned out to be kind of fun. I think. Actually, this right here looks like a great big giant wart on its nose. Any other words you want to make a acronym of? Now I can take each one of these a little bit later, like in the next couple of days, and I can make a new video from my existing video. I can make a clip. A clip is what it's called. So we have the ability to do little clips inside of my YouTube studio. And so I can clip myself and then make another video. And so I've got some 1, 2, 3, 4 acronyms here that I can do. Any other acronyms you'd like done? And we'll do a little bit more English. Now, YouTube also has English languages within side of our studio. So the majority of us are doing English languages. And so what they're requesting is for people to actually upload their own language. So they're not allowing for people, well, I think, well, they would have to be uploading the same videos. And so if they're uploading the same videos, then the translations of what they're inserting into their videos would either be the same or different. And I think enough people got caught doing what they were doing. And I get that some of it was done for fun too, I think, when they uploaded the translations that were wrong. You know, some on purpose, that some of it was done for fun, and it was done for search engine optimization purposes too. Because what they would do, they would go into the translations, which is now called languages and translations and subtitles, and they would put websites in there. Now, I don't know if our newer captions and subtitles allows that or not. I don't know. Now, what I would like to do is, I know on TikTok, they have the thing where the letters change colors. And I wish I knew, I don't know, I wish I knew who you were, John. I don't think you're that guy in that ugly guy in that picture. I don't think you're that guy. And now I just insulted you if you are. But you're just uploading the same picture of some Spanish Mexican guy. That's all you're doing. I don't know why you're doing that. I don't want to see some Spanish Mexican guy. There's only one guy named John in the past 5 years that I've actually liked. And I'm not going to say who he is. I mean, I thought I could trust him, but apparently I couldn't trust him. And it's like now, and now my brain has been just changed forever related to trusting someone you get married to, or even just have a relationship with, if you're in a cohabitation relationship. I mean, that's not something, I mean, people need to think about that, be that a male or female, because it's like when they enter into a cohabitation relationship, even just as friends, even if there's no intimacy involved, that's going to get sticky for people. I mean, you've seen that every day when they did those Judge Judy shows and things like that. Door. Do you need Are you saying you want an acronym for door? Or door? Oh, that was a typo. So it was DOOR. So you didn't want door like horror show. So it was DOOR. OOR. Okay. Any other words, John? Any other words that you would like an acronym for? Oh. Oh, this almost, oh my goodness. This, right. I was just looking at this. Doesn't it, it almost looks like it's been impaled with something, like another hunk of wood or something. It looks like an impalement of some sort. And so, I mean, so I get it. I'm not a match and a fit for every person, and I don't expect to be. Now, it sounds like they said there's some men who actually don't care. They just will take any woman they can get that has a heartbeat. Now, there's other men that are very, very picky with their women. So they said there's other men who are very picky. And, but, it's like, I thought I was picky, but you know what? I'm, sometimes I feel like I need and I don't know if I should, like, what were you thinking? What were you thinking when you got involved with that man? So it takes me back to my childhood, but it's just more of me that would be beating up on myself and my self-esteem for getting involved with something that I couldn't predict. But it's, it's that thing that runs through my head, a thing that Daddy would say to his daughter. What were you thinking getting involved with that creep? And I vaguely kind of remember that my parents were always psychoanalyzing my cousins for the men they got involved with, so it was always that thing of, oh, we hear that he's on drugs. The only thing I can think, so let me talk this out for a second. The only thing that I can think is that my parents saying that he's on drugs was supposed to be some deterrent to keep the younger generation from dating someone that they didn't like. So if the church thing didn't work, so it's like, oh, well, that person isn't part of our church. Then they go in for the attack a little bit more of, oh, well, that person's on drugs. So being on drugs is a bad thing. But the old generation didn't think things through enough that us future generation, and I was thinking when I was a kid, was, well, wait a minute. You take aspirin, that's a drug. My parents didn't like that when I told them that, when I told them that aspirin was a drug. And they're like, well, you know what I mean. It's like, well, you take drugs too. And so I was a kid, and they're like, you know what I mean. And I was thinking, well, no, I really don't know what you mean, because you're talking about drugs, and drugs is drugs, whether you buy it. And they're like, we're talking about street drugs, but then I always wondered, well, my gosh, we're in small town United States of America, and where in the world is people getting all these drugs from in small town United States of America if it's not from a pharmacy? Because we just did not have the street criminals that has been portrayed. And it's like nowadays, I mean, it's probably, well, actually, I sometimes will look at my former hometown newspaper, and they have a worse drug problem in the city than they've ever had before, ever, from what, according to the newspaper. So they have a big problem with drugs and crime, and things have gotten excruciatingly worse, much worse than from when I grew up there. And it's like, for crying out loud, if you guys would stop letting illegals and migrants into our country who are terrorizing people, then maybe this would not be happening. But you're terrorizing people. You're terrorizing people. Stop letting them in to terrorize people, because what is their motive for terrorizing people? So they just, someone told them something and decided, well, let's go terrorize people in the United States of America. And so what is that purpose for? I mean, why are you terrorizing the United States of America right now? What do you want to solve with doing that? So I'm not responsible for what people did in the past. I wasn't alive. And now you want to make things miserable for us, for those of us who are alive now. You want to make things miserable. I mean, so my instinct is, it's like, well, why wouldn't we send, so if you're going to make things miserable for us, why wouldn't we send millions of people over to your country to make things miserable for you? I mean, if that's the direction of the relations that people want, it's not very good relations, that's for sure. Or is it something that's just simply done in media? I don't know. I mean, rhetoric that, because some people say, oh, nothing that is happening is really happening. None of this is really happening. It's not real. And it's like, well, who am I supposed to believe? You or your fake news? Because both of you sound ridiculous. And I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to process it, because it just goes down a direction of that, okay, I'm homeless now. I've been homeless for 3 years. I don't know where I'm supposed to go, what I'm supposed to do. And so I'm just supposed to vacate places just so a bunch of illegals can, so you can put a bunch of illegals in someplace and you can pay them hardly any money, and you just expect, well, it's like, well, wait a minute, the corporations, when do they take some responsibilities? This should be my ex-husband in prison. That's really what it should be, in prison. I'm glad it has that male look to it more so than female. Well, anyway, I think I am done for right now, and I will see you guys a little bit later. If I think of something else to draw, I will be making another drawing. It'll be fun to see what clips out of this clip, what clips out of this video. It'll be fun to see that with the live highlights. And so I will talk. Thanks for watching, and I will see you later. And oh, and remember to subscribe and do all the things that we request. I'm trying not to be too spammy here, but I just want to, subscribe so you can post pictures and things on my community. If you're a subscriber, you for over 24 hours, I think that's what it says. You have to be a subscriber for over 24 hours. You can post things on my community. You can post pictures and share things on my community. I think you could probably share links to other YouTube channels too, I would think, because it's something that I would be able to approve. And so, typically when we look at YouTube, we're looking at another link that goes to something on YouTube. And so we're sharing it within the platform itself. And, I don't have a problem with people promoting their YouTube channels from time to time, as long as they're not spammy. There's a lot of them that I watch. And so, all right, we'll see you guys the next time.